Hello, everyone. Welcome in on another Friday evening. Um, I don't know, up and down week for me personally. How was yours? Go ahead and non-existent viewer, go and tell me what your week was like in the comments below after you like and subscribe. And then go over to candyvore.com. I can't even get my own website correct. And it has not been that good a week to where I'm, sipping Smirnoff and what is it, 3 sheets to the water? I don't know. Bad joke. Anyway, so what do we do? Oh yeah, went and saw Infinity War finally, and probably an unpopular opinion to say that I enjoyed it. Uh, yeah, whatever. I'm not going to go into topics since it's fairly new. I'm sure anyone who would be watching this eventually, uh, there's no one now. Anyway, anyone who perhaps is unfortunate enough to watch this in the near future probably has already seen the movie, but I'm not going to spoil it anyway. Enjoyed it. Probably one of my favorite Marvel movies, but I didn't feel that it was this, oh my God, amazing that you see all over the place personally, but I did enjoy it quite a bit. So I think it's worth checking out. Especially if you're a fan of the Marvel movies, you absolutely have to go see it. And if you're more like me, where you're going, there's been some good ones, some bad ones, then you might enjoy it a little more than I did, but overall, you won't regret it, I think. Probably Deadpool 2 tomorrow. That's exciting. There's some chimichangas in the movie, perhaps. I'm not the biggest Deadpool person, so I'm not claiming to be some gigantic fan. I enjoyed the first movie, enjoyed the humor for the most part. There were some misses, but overall, I thought it was refreshing. Um, Probably my favorite of the comic book movies that I've seen, at least since Dark Knight, which is something incredibly different, or that trilogy in general. Anyway, enough of thoughts from a non-comic book fan on comic book movies, because I'm sure everyone loves to hear that. Uh, I thought it would be interesting to talk about this conversation around what one would do to upgrade their bodies. What kind of enhancements would you want to see? Personally, I feel like I would be on board in a heartbeat. There'd be some privacy tracking concerns. I wouldn't want to get hacked and then somebody to, decide to mess with the plumbing because that would be funny. You're in the men's locker room changing or something. It's kind of creepy. But, barring that sort of nonsense, assume it's all safe and secure and no one can, stop my heart, bionic heart, whatever it is, and then immediately have me dead, you know, logging into because or shit connected to Windows and that shit blue screens and next thing you know you're toast. Um, what kind of enhancements would people like to see? I would be fascinated to hear what people would like to do in general. For me, outside of general health, you want to make sure your ticker's working and all that. Rather important. Brain, those sorts of things. But just more of the cool shit, right? Let's see. I think eyesight, definitely, right? So I have an eye disease called keratoconus, which is basically, and don't quote me on this, but from what I remember, more or less, the cornea keeps growing and it becomes deformed. And so they can affect your eyesight. There's different progressions. I'm not wearing glasses, but I do for reading. Um, and my eyesight it may get worse with age, of course, but from the disease itself, if it doesn't progress, no problems. You wear glasses and you're more or less good. If it were to progress, the only real known treatment currently is a cornea transplant. Family members have had to have that more than once. In the case of my father, actually. And so eyes would be definitely the way to go. But you wouldn't just stop with better vision, right? You got to get some cool heat vision, different spectrums, right? Because our eyes are very limited, but that's why we use different telescopes, uh, I don't know about the terminology, but different instruments to detect different wavelengths that we can't see. And then they get translated into our visible spectrum for us to interpret that data when people are looking, in space for different things. And we just can't see it. So I think it'd be fascinating to have abilities like that, beyond the cool predator vision that you turn on when you need it, that sort of thing. That does sound awesome, I have to admit. So I definitely want that. Obviously, better hearing. Um, let's see. For me, let's. This might be a little bit of a stretch, but of course, if you can do it, invisibility to where. Don't ask me how it would work. I don't know. I'm just saying, if you could change your skin to be transparent, then you'd be doing a lot of running around naked. Now that I think about it, that I don't. Mm. It would be cool. It's something I'd take advantage of. Let's not get into the details of how that would work. That's probably best for everyone involved, I think. Oh, clearly you'd want to enhance your general strength and such overall. What other cool stuff would you want to do? I mean, unless we can equip something so I got, Wolverine's adamantium claws coming out kind of deal, that would be awesome. Some sort of, I don't know, metal coming out of my body. It sounds painful. It is for him, but he heals really quick. But so then in theory, you have this ultra fast healing through nanomachines or whatever nonsense would be going on, right? Uh, visual displays like on your hand or whatever the case may be, so you can get, or as a projector to project your screen, stuff like that. I'll give it some more thought. Maybe I'll reconvene next week with some cool ideas. Let's see if there's any entertaining questions, just to wrap it up for the week. What do we got? So this is a spot where you can check out if you're not interested in hearing unfunny answers to unfunny questions. Why do we park in a driveway and drive on the parkway? Well, I don't know where the names came from, but yeah, I agree that doesn't really make sense. Also, not funny. Why is the word abbreviation so long? Why is there no W in one, but there is a W in two, and we don't use it? All right, I'm done with these questions. There, okay, we're good. We're good. We're just going to call that here this week. Maybe I trim that. Maybe I don't. We'll see. I don't know. You tell me. I imagine it's more boring than entertaining, but that pretty much sums up what I do. So, like, subscribe, comment, listen, do jumping jacks, whatever, man. Point people over to my website if you like my work. It's great if you share it because then people see it. And if people see it, then I can do more of it. Um, Candyvore.com. No new blizzards or ice cream this week. I reviewed a local place last week. Tasty, tasty stuff. Check that out if you live in the area. If you don't, you might just appreciate the stupidity, as always. And if there's nothing else, I'll talk to everyone in a week and let you know what I thought of Deadpool 2. And it's not stopping.